Hi, my name is Alex, and this is Travel TitBits 27, and I'm on the move at Torrington Station in Devon. So it's a lovely sunny afternoon on the 1st of December. Let's have a look round. So we're also on the Tarka Trail, and it's a lovely sunny day. And this is not only the former railway site at Torrington, it is also where an enthusiastic group of enthusiasts who have built a secondary line to here are spending a nice day doing maintenance and painting and decorating. Now, a short history of Torrington is that it first came here in 1872, and yeah, so a little later than Barnstable and Bideford, but nevertheless it became an important area, and it's just below the town of Torrington, which is up the hill. A new level crossing has been built, and a very recent acquisition is a pacer train, which has a place in my memory, as since I moved down to the West Country, I regularly used to travel on pacer trains, which are essentially converted buses, and they rattled a lot. If you ever travelled on one, it could be extremely hot or extremely cold on them. You certainly knew you were on one, and they were capable of rattling every bone in your body, but they served their purpose excellently. And here is just a little map of the area we're at. So we're at the top left hand side of the map. It looks very flat there, but I can assure you it is very steep up to Torrington, but well worth a visit, perhaps on another occasion. It looks like some carriages have been acquired, and they're doing an absolutely fabulous job here. So let's have a look around the rest of the station. Now, another important function that took place in Torrington was the daily milk train. So, for those of you not familiar with this process, basically farmers used to bring down their milk churns every day, and promptly at 14:47 every day, one milk train left Torrington towards London Waterloo, and another one during the evening. The reason that it had to be two trains was because of the sheer weight of the milk. They'd go down all the way as far as Clapham Junction. Then they'd be dragged down to two unloading areas. So because they didn't arrive at the same time, they were brought together briefly at Clapham Junction, and then one would go to Vauxhall and another would go to Morden. And then at the end of the day, the two trains, or the two sets of milk churns, would be brought together, and they'd rattle back overnight. Now I don't know if it would look like anything like that, but it'd be a similar size. Experts out there will tell me whether what that was the original purpose was. It might have been milk, it might have been oil, I'm not sure. I know which I'd rather drink. And yes, it was a service that took place right up until 1978. And given that the line closed in 1982, a very long service to the local community. So normally that would be approximately it, but as an American CAO once said, there's one more thing that I want to show you. So let's go and have a look at it. We're so near, we cannot not see it. And it's just this way. Follow me. Under the bridge we go. So I mentioned on a previous video that there are a number of quarries and kilns in Devon. Well, when the line came here, there was no further train traffic, but a narrow gauge railway was built in the late 19th century. That would have been the end of the story, and it went to a place called Marland. It was a narrow gauge traffic, and they would come here to Torrington, and everything would have to be exchanged to new wagons. But in 1925, lovely bridge, it was converted to normal gauge. There was the same gauge as the rest of the network, and at the same time the line was extended to a place called Haywell, which became known as Haywell Junction on the Cornish lines. Sadly, there's very little evidence remaining at Haywell other than a pub which used to sit next to one of the level crossings. But here we are. It's a very lovely place here, very peaceful, crossing the river Torridge below the town of Torrington. I've cycled up from here to a place called Watergate Holt. It's a bit of a consistent steep ride, but it's well worth it if you're feeling energetic. And we've been blessed by a beautiful day today. Old footage of diesel DMU units coming across here came across here very carefully. I don't know if there was a problem with weight or it was just a steep curve, but following the end of the bridge, it is a very gentle but consistent rise up to the, well, literally, eventually the line reaches the same height as the hill in the background, so it's a very tricky, it was a very tricky journey for any driver. Imagine what it was like with steam engines. It must have been a real test of driving skill. The rivers are moving quite quickly. We've had a lot of rain here recently, so I'm walking carefully on still very wet wooden beams. So there you have it. A brief trip round Torrington Station and just beyond. So I hope you enjoyed this particular walk. I think we're going to have a trip at some point up to Torrington Town. That is, if we get another day like today, there'll be terrific views down from the town. And yes, tomorrow, tomorrow is another day, but something special may be happening tomorrow. So watch out for the next episode. All right, take it easy.